Yo guys, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today I'm not going to be training 51 minutes. I'm going to be training however many minutes it takes for uh, Ding and Gukesh to make it to time control. If they make it to move 40, that is. Um, and yeah, to be honest, I'm quite glad actually that we can have a more chill, like kind of training stream today, just like watching the Gukesh Ding game, also maybe trying to guess the next move, and also trying to understand the positions and maybe understand like the engine evals as well. Because basically today I'm a little bit hungover. I went to a birthday party yesterday, and I forgot how terrible my alcohol tolerance is nowadays. So yeah, a chill day would be nice, and yeah, and unfortunately also I can't stream the whole game if it gets to time control, because I have a chess lesson to teach later, and I still need to get dinner. So life kind of stuff. But okay, in general I've had a pretty productive day. Like I did my groceries, I did the laundry, and it's been good. And actually, if any of you are watching right now or watching the recap, there will be a new video uploaded today. I also played a match yesterday, a classical match against my friend Ezra, who's 2200 FIDE. And I've commentated the whole game, and we analyzed the game together after, so you might find that interesting to check out. But yeah, let's try and understand what's going on here. So, I mean, to give a summary of what's happened, I mean, people forget that Ding is a former 2800 player. People forget that Ding has played one world championship before. People forget that Gukesh is 18 years old. And people forget that Gukesh has the whole pressure of India on his shoulders, given that, chess is absolutely booming there. People have the expectation that Ding is washed, and this is Gukesh's biggest opportunity, and everyone expects him to win, right? So, and okay, people forget that for Ding it's the opposite, right? Like, Ding has like hardly any pressure, in the sense that like he's literally set expectations as low as humanly possible for a world champion. So, I mean, in terms of tournament conditions entering into this, it looked good for Ding. Now what ended up happening was we got a French defense, which is already quite a interesting choice for Ding, but I think a very good one, because it's a very strategic opening, and I think if Ding gets that kind of closed type of game where he can just outmaneuver Gukesh, then this is what he wants, and this is what he's aiming for, right? But the thing is, Gukesh plays extremely quickly. He's basically in preparation. And even against this very unusual looking a5, a4, I mean, I used to play this French line for 5 years as a junior, and in this position I've never even considered a5 here. So it's definitely a little bit unusual, but okay, these guys are much stronger. And at this moment, Gukesh even blitzes out g4. So I was still watching it live at this moment. And Ding goes into a huge think. I mean, you can see, like, Gukesh has spent like only like 2 minutes of his clock, and Ding has spent half an hour at this point. And then Ding, having spent 50 minutes on the clock, plays queen a5, which was a slightly suboptimal move according to Engine. But it forced Gukesh to actually think for the first time as well. And, I mean, against this French system where the knight gets kicked back, I mean, the reason why I stopped playing it was because of the lines where the bishop gets on d3, and there's just huge amounts of pressure on the black king. But here we see, like, Gukesh develop bishop g2 instead. And actually, I think Ding gets everything he wants out of the opening. I mean, basically, we get this backward c pawn to play against, and he chucks in a knight onto the c4 outpost. And yeah, these last few moves were engine perfect: queen c4 and queen d3. And this is where I've seen up to, and I haven't really followed after this. But yeah, maybe we can get to the live position. Try and guess the move, I guess. Maybe that would be fun. Welcome Thomas, welcome Faz. How's it going? I'm shocked. They play this line with both sides. That's hilarious. Yeah, what do you think? I mean, like, for me, I'm playing this light square strategy in most of my openings. Like I used to play the French, then I played the Caracal, now I play the Garganitza. So I mean, to me, this looks lovely for black because I don't feel like white's pieces are that threateningly placed given white's aggressive push. It feels like if black can, brace any incoming tactics, then they should be feeling really good about this position. So, Queen E1. Ooh. Bishop G5, -2. Love to see it. And Rook C4. Okay, still delaying castling. I mean, I like the look of that. I like the look of still delaying castling, just not quite committing the king to any place right now. And yeah, this looks fantastic. I mean, if Ding can get this win, this will be actually so huge. But also, I think it would be then a real true test of Gukesh's willpower, and actually, I don't think Gukesh would crumble after a loss. Yeah, this is a dream come true for black. Yeah, right. How far into the line do you play fast? Do you play A5, A4? Or was this something new to you as well? But yeah, I guess the plan probably for black is just castles and then play Rook FC8 and just put great pressure on the C file. And how does white hold this? But I mean, this is also the risk of playing this like deep engine preparation from the opening. I mean, like this G4 line. If you turn on Stockfish here and black plays the main line of castles, the only move that white is suggesting. Apparently, I saw on chat like from some GM that Leela Zero is recommending this G4 and stuff. So okay, Stockfish is probably a little bit off, but it looks like G5 is the idea. And I mean, this is such a weird kind of positional move. And maybe like Gukesh has studied this like to insane depths and understands exactly how to place his pieces to attack. But yeah, as soon as there's a slight deviation, I mean, you can really be in trouble because I don't know, you're playing for this attack before you're fully developed. I mean, black's already got some pressure on the center. It's kind of risky, this kind of stuff, and especially if the bishop's not coming to d3. I mean, but yeah. It's really amazing to see. And the other very, very important thing to note is just look at the time. Gukesh is down to 16 minutes and he's got 17 moves of no increment to go. I mean, this could easily be over. Wow, and an instant bishop f4 from Ding. Let's go. I mean, to be honest, I'd love to see Ding become world champion again. I mean, I know it's like been a grueling 2 years of Ding not doing anything, but I mean, it feels right, you know. Like if he just wins it once, then it's kind of like, was he ever really like a legit world champion? But he definitely earned it the first time round, and I mean, Ding is a phenomenal player. Aside from these last 2 years, right? He's been one of the best for a long time, and I genuinely don't feel like it's time for Gukesh to become world champion. Like, Gukesh has had some amazing tournaments, he's played some amazing chess, but something about it just doesn't feel right for Gukesh to be world champion yet. Maybe it's like he's not like undisputed best in the world, whereas I feel like Ding Liren, in some ways, he's shown that like absolute world-class quality to me. Like from the last 15 years that I've been following chess, I mean, it feels that way to me. So I wouldn't mind seeing Ding world champion again. I hope if he does become world champion again, he'll have some different have a different approach to how he's handled being world champion. But yeah, I mean, look at this position. I mean, okay, let's think. What would we play with the white pieces to try and survive this? Okay, so without looking at engine, I know it's popped up, but my feeling would be the general plan is to play castles and rook c8. So does this queen b1 move come with any venom that we need to be careful of? I mean, the one thing I am a bit worried about is that the queen on d3 looks a little bit stuck. Like, I'd really want to be careful that I'm not blundering something. What would I do? A move that's quite tempting actually is bishop d2, just to try and grab that c-pawn, because I mean the last move, the queen was on e1, right? So there's no bishop d2, but now you can play bishop d2 and try and just be greedy. Don't see why you can't do that. So yeah, bishop d2 looks interesting, but I don't even get the idea of queen b1. Oh, I am blundering. I am blundering because there's the threat of rook takes b2, right? And then if the pawn takes, then you lose the queen, and if they trade, then this happens, right? So rook takes b2 is a threat, so you can't play bishop d2. So what do we do? How do we deal with this threat? I mean, another idea I had earlier was like just sacking the rook, playing rook takes d4. And however they take back, just play knight c4 and say that that knight is an absolute monster of a piece. But it's probably a bit too much. Like, I mean, if we're statically better here, we shouldn't enter such dynamic complications with rook takes d4. Unless like our queen is trapped and we have to deal with this some way. What's the right move here? I mean, another move is just simply to retreat the knight, right? Knight. What could be wrong with knight a4? Knight a4, maybe queen b3, trying to go after the a pawn. Yeah, these are my thoughts so far. Let's see what people are saying. Okay. Oh, lots of messages from Faz. So usually in this structure, the pawn on c3 either recaptures on d4 or is defended by b2. Right. And here it sticks out like a sore thumb. I completely agree. I played a5, a4 before with mixed results. The attack and committal of the kingside pawn needs absolute precision. A single flaw will be fatal. Right. I have the impression that Gukesh didn't find the right plans in the French structure and he mixed up certain lines. Yeah. I also agree. Ask yourself with white as a threat, Michael. Good, you spotted it finally. Yes. I'm glad as well. I have a soft spot for Ding, says Thomas, and I usually support the underdog. I just hope if he wins, it doesn't go on another long holiday. I suspect Gukesh will win with recent form. Fair enough. Yeah, that's a decent prediction as well. I mean, Gukesh is a very form kind of guy. I just think that like the enormity of such an event like the World Championship is just even too much for Gukesh. And I think had people been hyping up Ding going into the match, and there was less hype about Gukesh, then I think it would be more manageable. Because there's so much hype on Gukesh winning this, I can't believe. Like, I know Gukesh is very solid mentally, but he's actually still human. Like, I've watched some YouTube vlogs of Chess Base India, interviewing Gukesh and stuff. He's also just a kid, you know. So this is really insane. Also, one interesting thing about engine preparation for Gukesh. I mean, actually, Gukesh, the first time I ever heard of Gukesh was when he was probably around 12 years old, 13 years old. Must have been a bit older then, 13, 14, because he had just made GM. And it was a really interesting interview, because the GM was asking him about something about Komodo or Stockfish or something, like Chess Engine. And Gukesh was just I don't really know what that is. And the interviewer was like, what do you mean you don't know what that is? And he was like, yeah, I've never used a Chess Engine before. For real. This guy gets to GM in the modern age, and he's never used a Chess Engine. And he basically said that he just works with his coach. All of the games he analyzes with his coach, and his coach never let him touch an engine. Which I love. I absolutely love this, because then you're really just getting like a real appreciation and understanding of chess and not just drawing any wrong conclusions, right? And yeah, this was Gukesh's upbringing without engines. I feel like people seem to have forgotten this fact about Gukesh. So it's kind of interesting now to see this like G4 move. Maybe like Gukesh has a bit of inexperience compared to like other players who have been using engines since birth, and Gukesh has probably only started using engines after being a GM. So yeah, interesting stuff. I don't think Gukesh is experienced enough to play on the white side of his French line. Either he should review the line or not play e4 altogether. Yeah, I mean, he's a d4 player, right? Yeah. Like, yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, I think, like, Gukesh was hoping to use the fact that Ding is kind of in a rut and just completely blow him off the board and try and create a psychological victory from round one. But I mean, Ding's not a bad player. Like, it's not like, you know, he's in a rut and is a bad player. It's like a good player who's in a rut. So all he needs is that, like, confidence, and then he's back on. And I mean, having a week with Richard Report as well, I'm sure is gonna boost his emotions. And yeah, no, I mean, we see some nice chess. So, okay, let's try and understand the engine's moves. I didn't come up with anything too good here. So apparently rook takes c3 and knight a4 are both ways to do it. So knight a4 was something I suggested. I thought knight a4, queen b3, going after the a pawn. So why is that no good? What can we play there? Oh, hold on a second. There's 3 attackers on the pawn. I mean, this is why I'm this is why I'm a noob and these guys are way stronger. Wow, rook takes c3, top move. Awesome. Wait, so how the hell does this work? Are you not just losing the knight here? So if rook takes b2... Oh no, because the queen is now defended. Oh, I'm actually so cooked. As I said at the start of the video, I'm a bit hungover, guys. So just please have mercy on my chess. Funnily enough, though, I came home and it was I don't know how late it was, and I was pretty drunk, and I played some Lee chess. On Blitz, I think I drew 1 and lost like 7 or something. But Rapid, I won my 1 Rapid game and I made it to 2500. So, but it was interesting because when I was playing the Blitz, I was just like listening to music, just chilling and having fun. And then when I played the Rapid game, I was like, okay, if I win this game, I probably make 2500. Let's actually lock in. So drunk Michael can also lock in if necessary, which is good to know. But yeah, okay, that's the explanation. There's no rook takes b2 because, yeah, the queen is defended. So what was the point of this queen b1? I mean, I caught a glimpse that it's the best move. I mean, is that how bad the position is? Like, there's literally nothing to do but to just drop the pawn. Like, what about a move like here? There's the threat of actually taking on d4 because now the rook is hanging. Wow, it is that bad. It is bad. That's insane. And you literally can't move the rook away. Nah, it's just completely toast. Holy crap. And 13 minutes left for 15 moves. I think this is over. I mean, it's never over till it's over, but I mean, with the amount of time on the clock, and given the nature of the position, I think this is in the bag for Ding. What an insane first round. And I'm pissed. I'm actually so pissed because you're not allowed to bet money in Bangkok, and I would have bet on Ding. I was saying this all yesterday as well. Like, I'm actually so mad. Because now, yeah, no. I mean, I was even tempted to like message some friends and be like, can I send you some money and you put the money on Ding? Because if the odds are really in Gukesh's favor, which is how it seemed like the media was portraying it and stuff. Like, I don't even know what the odds were, but I have a feeling the odds were like so bad for Ding. And it's just completely ridiculous to have such terrible odds. But okay, the position is still interesting because apparently f takes e6 here is not the move. Bishop takes e6 is much better. So for me, intuitively, I would want to go f takes e6. Although maybe that weakens my king a bit too much. I mean, the knight is still pressuring e6. The rook maybe occupies this file, and we're not castled yet. So maybe bishop e6 is a way to just safeguard our king a bit better. And yeah, we have this weak pawn, but maybe it's not so bad. I mean, of course, this would be a better scenario compared to this one. I think just getting rid of this strong knight on d4. I don't know. I don't think I'd find bishop e6 like a whole -1 difference. So what's the real difference? Is there like some concrete reason why f takes e6 isn't as good? Yeah, okay. So actually, f takes e6 is the more correct move, except for the very precise knight e2. Huh. Oh, okay. Wait, I don't get it. So if take's on e5, and we take, what's the point? Bishop c5, maybe? That looks quite scary, actually. Then I can imagine that there could be some counter chances here, right? Whereas I guess if you take with the bishop, and you go for the same knight e2, and we take, bishop c5... Bishop c5 does feel less scary because the f-file isn't as open. Oh wait, bishop c5 is nothing to be scared of anyway because you've got bishop d6 and can just trade that bishop off. Can you not do it in this scenario as well? Yeah, queen e5, bishop c5, bishop here. So what's the big deal about this? If queen e5? Knight f... Oh, knight f4 is correct. Okay, so not bishop c5, yeah, because probably bishop e3 is the winning move, yeah. Okay, bishop e3 is really good. Oh, not to mention that the knight was hanging. Okay, we'd get that trade, but I didn't even see the knight was hanging. But... yeah, knight f4, queen f4. Oh, this is what I said. Was this not what I said? I think I did say this. But this was a little bit scary. And interesting that Ding has actually gone for fe6 here. Oh no! This is just Gukesh. Sorry, I'm being stupid. Gukesh played fe6, and we're still waiting on Ding's move. And I'm glad Ding is taking his time on this one. So bishop e6, knight e2. Bishop e5, knight f4, queen... oh, God. Queen f4, bishop c5. How do we feel about this? It definitely feels less dangerous for some reason. Even though it's the kind of same problem that we can't castle. For the record, then, I actually really like Gukesh's f takes e6 then, because you need to play it before black just castles and protects their king. What are your predictions, guys? Do you think bishop takes will be played or pawn takes? I actually am gonna make the bet. I reckon Ding is gonna play f takes. Gukesh is gonna find all the right moves, and then Ding is gonna win the game anyway. That's my prediction. I reckon Ding's gonna play f takes. Knight e2, queen e5. I don't know. Is this... I guess this is all findable though. Why shouldn't Ding find all of this? But to me, it just also doesn't feel completely crystal clear why this is like so much significantly worse. Do any of you understand it? Yeah, I'm gonna investigate the line myself. I want to understand the difference in evaluation, right? Oh, f takes e6. What did I say? Prediction king. Oh, and for God's sake. Nah, this is also the problem with gambling. I mean, you make some money from chess predictions. I mean, I also bet on Gukesh to win the candidates, and I made some money there. But it's yeah, no, you shouldn't get so excited about this kind of crap. But yeah, no, f takes e6 and knight e2. This was my prediction. But okay, let's see if the rest of my prediction comes right, that Ding actually still wins this game. Because, yeah, I mean, Gukesh will definitely feel good about this, but I think Ding is going to lock in and he's going to find the... he's going to realize the advantage anyway. An interesting thing here is, like, Queen b4, Queen e5. There's actually two options. Queen e5, okay. So this is exactly the line that we looked at. How does Queen b4 go, actually? Because then at least you stop this very annoying Bishop c5. Oh, but you don't. Bishop c5 can come in anyway. But to be honest, like, this pawn, it does block the e-file, which can make this king a bit safer. But on the flip side, when you take this pawn, well, then this pawn can run down the board. Knight f4, queen f4, bishop c5, and queen g4. Yeah, this is still a bit scary, to be honest. Rook f3 with queen f1 coming. I wouldn't want to play this with black. Knight c4, bring the knight back to the defense. Queen f1. Trying to enter with... I mean, this is literally a checkmate threat. Right? So king d8 only move. Queen f2. Oh, God. And how many moves? This is move 33? This would be move 33. And you need to get to move 40 in such a position. If anyone's going to get to move 40 in such a position, I think it would be Ding. But... I don't know. I think this could be seen on the board. I mean, I have no idea what happens from here. I could also imagine, like, maybe a repetition happening at some point. Yeah, Thomas, like, many people haven't heard of the story about Gukesh and his lack of engine use. I mean, I hope that I remember it correctly and that it was Gukesh. I'm, like, at least 80% sure that I haven't got the wrong player. Like, I didn't mistake him for, like, Nihal Sarin or something. But I'm pretty sure it was Gukesh. Because that was, like, the first time I heard. So, okay, Faz, please explain to us, like, why was this bishop takes e6, like, significantly better? I mean, let's actually check out that line. So, knight e2, queen e5, takes, and bishop c5, queen g4. And then we have this rook f3, knight c4, queen f1. Yeah, so the difference here is that, yeah, the f-file just protects the king a bit better. I mean, that's literally it. I mean, in the other line, you have a checkmate threat on f8. And also, I mean, like, this whole structure just feels a lot more loose and a lot more opportunity for white to, like, find a way in. Whereas, yeah, this other structure, it feels a lot more solid. Yeah, rook f8 is not a possibility. And also the bishop is better placed on e6 to give king d7 an option. Aha, king d7, yeah. King d7 is a nice move to have if needed. Yeah. I was kind of surprised actually that Ding would take on e5 instead of b4, because if you take on b4 and you get the same position, so you take on g4 here. This bishop takes a3 as well. That might be quite annoying. Although how annoying is that? I mean, the pawn's kind of done its job. You can just drop the Knight back, probably. Oh, but it's not just that. Then the queen enters as well. Ah, okay. So it's not because you necessarily wanted to grab this pawn in particular, it's more because you don't want to grab this pawn and allow this queen in. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So queen e5 for that reason. Keep the b4 pawn as a means of blocking the opponent. But oh, I didn't realize it's Gukesh's move for the last however many minutes. 3 minutes! 3 minutes, he's not playing bishop c5. I mean, there's nothing else to play here. You play bishop c5 and you play down the f-file. Oh, that's insane. Why is the boy tanking? He's got 10 minutes to... This guy. He doesn't have increment. Are you kidding me? What is he doing? He clearly hasn't heard of my rule that I teach all of my students, which is when you play a classical game, you have to tell yourself that when you get down to 5 minutes on the clock, you flag. So when you've got 20 minutes left, you tell yourself you've got 15 minutes left. When you've got half an hour left, you tell yourself you've got 25 minutes left, and it gets you to speed up a bit sooner. I mean, if Gukesh had a minute and a half here to play 10 moves, he's playing bishop c5. But because he thinks he's got 6.5 minutes here, he's still not moving. I mean, no, there must be a lag here. There's no way Gukesh isn't playing. He's got no increment. Like, he's literally gonna lose. Like, what is he doing? I mean, Gukesh isn't even a strong blitz player. Like, if this was Grishuk, then maybe I would understand. Maybe he can do this, but this is ridiculous. He spent almost half of his time on bishop c5, which is the only move in the position. And I don't care, like, if he's calculating, like, 20 moves ahead. I mean, you can't predict exactly how Ding is going to play. So it's completely pointless. And I mean, this is the kind of... I don't know how, like, you can... And, well, the only explanation for this kind of, behavior is because it's a World Championship match. I think, like, it's just too much pressure, and you just start doing ridiculous things like this. I mean, unless there's a lag... And okay, let's see if anyone's talking about the lag or something. Because there's no way you just tank on bishop c5. Like, okay, that's it. I have to look on YouTube and check his reaction, because I don't understand. Like, why is he not moving? So he really isn't moving. It's literally 5:18 on the clock. Are you kidding me? Oh, and it's even less than that stream. That's actually insane. Why? Does he not know the time control? I've never played OTB Classical without increment. I used to love OTB Classical without increment. I mean, yeah. I mean, as you can probably tell, I mean, my time management is like... At least in classical, is one of my strong suits, I'd say. Like, I really know how long to spend on a move and be practical with my time. And yeah, never in a million years would I do this. Like, and I'm nowhere near Gukesh's level, but even I know this. Yeah, Gukesh is gonna lose this. It's literally over. Oh, he moved? He played queen c2. Interesting. So there was another move to consider. Queen... Oh my god. Bro spent 6 minutes in this position. Are you kidding? Ah, so there's literally an only move from Ding. If Ding finds queen c4 within the next minute, it's over. That is championship over. If queen c4 is played in a minute. If he spends like 5 minutes here, and Gukesh has a bit of time to compose himself, then maybe Gukesh still has a chance. But if queen c4 is played like instantly, it's really over. So why is this so strong? Well, first of all, I mean, if queen c4 and the queens trade, I mean, you're up 3... Oh, you're only up 2 pawns now. When oh, we didn't pick up g4 yet, right? The 2 pawns is 2 pawns, right? Like, that's a really serious advantage. And why wouldn't you play queen c4? I mean, you're literally taking the queen off the line of the rook. When you play queen c4, it's not like the queen can like magically get to the f-file and cause some damage. But I think what Ding needs to do now is, I mean, if he's been calculating this queen c2 already, maybe he hasn't, but if he has been, he needs to just play queen c2, queen c4. Like, if he's seen the idea and he feels like it's good, I don't think this is the time to be like second guessing yourself. I think you just play it because like you want to prey on the fact that Gukesh has just spent like 6 minutes on a single move in a situation where you should never ever do that, and you want to keep him like tanking and playing slowly. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, really? Admittedly, my time management against you, Michael, last season was probably the best I played in terms of time management last season. Damn. had to get unlucky there. I mean, I'm trying to think how my time management was in that game. I mean, that game, I just really like. It was just a really bad game from me. I think like when I got spooked out by the attack. There was no need to get stressed. I ended up pushing this f4. I trusted like my intuition. I didn't calculate properly, and just got completely crushed. Yeah, I don't think any time management skills were helping me in that game. But yeah, I was also just uncertain for some reason. I think maybe like the week before, I just played that like really traumatic game where I caused this huge argument between two clubs, and I think I was still feeling that. I think our match came after that as well. I think I just wasn't in a good shape. I mean, like you could tell from like my body language. I think Faz. I mean, you played the game against me, and you thought I was like some beginner. That like you were just gonna crush like all the other beginners you've been crushing in the league that season, right? I definitely didn't have my top form. Let's put it that way. But no, okay. I mean, of course, he still played fantastic, and that counts way more than any of these factors. But yeah, Ding is tanking here. Ding is tanking. I think Ding should just play Queen C4. I mean, okay, it's easy for me to say with the engine, right? But I don't even understand what's there to be fearful of. Because Queen C4, I mean, okay, you trade for queens. Yeah, that probably makes Gukesh's life a little bit easier in terms of making move 40. But ultimately, your king is the one that's weaker than White's. So just trade for queens. You're 2 pawns up. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, Queen C4, there's no entry points for the queen. Like, there's literally none. There's no Queen A4. Like, am I missing something here? You're always slightly ahead on time until the last half an hour. Then you tank trying. Oh yeah, and then I actually had a bad time situation, and then I messed up. I think in time trouble. Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, no. I don't want to be reminded of this game. Yeah, no. Lots of things went wrong there. I think I was also. I don't know. Enough excuses. Like, yeah, just get good. Just get good. What is Ding thinking about though? Is he considering that like Knight C4 is just better, and he wants to play objectively the best move here as opposed to just a simple move that clearly gives Black an advantage? So I don't see why. I don't see why you would like complicate things here with Knight C4 and allow for, this Bishop C5 business where White wants to try and come down on the F file. Like, why would you allow this? Like, genuinely, what am I missing? Like, Queen C4? What? They have to keep the queens on with Queen D2? Ah, thank you. But why? Why did it take 6 minutes to play this? Like, what is wrong with these people? If they have increment, 30-second increment, fine. There's no increment. There is 10 moves to go. I mean, I'm glad Ding has kept like a 6-minute advantage on the clock. And I guess, okay, not playing instantly might have the advantage that Gukesh doesn't get the point that he needs to play fast as well, because the fact that Gukesh hasn't played a move yet says it all. Because, I mean, Queen c4 is like one of the only moves you calculate, and when you've got 4 minutes on the clock, as soon as it's played, you should have a move ready. Like Gukesh just wasted 50 seconds on this move, which he's already decided that he was going to play before Queen c4. So he just wasted 50 seconds when that might be a critical 50 seconds in the next 10 moves. Like, where is the practical brain in this situation? I heard about the drama story against Market Harbor from my fellow club players. Interestingly, Faz, I would love to hear the gossip. Like, you know this like story of Chinese whispers, right? Like how like a story gets like changed, as like it goes on and on. Like I want to hear like were people like what was the kind of like vibe surrounding it? Because I mean like I literally had to deal with like some Market Harbor guy who literally was like basically accusing me of cheating and saying that I did it all on purpose. And it's just like he was just like, you're a 2000 player, there's no way you did that by accident. I was just like, shut up. Yeah. Terrible people. I disagree here, Michael. Queen c4 is worth the time to find, but what do you... From a strategical point of view, Vaz, we are 2 pawns up. The only risk to this game is if our king gets, like, in big trouble, right? So why wouldn't you play Queen c4 when you are either offering the trade? I guess maybe Queen d2 is the point. Maybe you're like, okay, I don't want Queen d2 and I prefer this position with the Queen and c2. Maybe that's fair. Maybe that's fair. I didn't appreciate that. I just felt like the Queen on d2 doesn't do too much either. But maybe it does. I mean, if Queen c4 was forced, then you can play Queen c4 instantly, right? But here's the point. You can castle. So, I don't know. I guess the problem with castling last move was Bishop c5. Was that the issue? Yeah, Bishop c5 is even winning. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. This is a huge threat. But now, we can castle. More of a discussion regarding regulations and the unique situation about Rose. I see. Yeah, I mean, basically, I don't know if you heard everything, but the league officials said that the win is mine to take. And I didn't take it because... I mean, in like an individual competition, I might have. But the fact that it was a team competition, and also I did feel bad about the fact that, like, I made a suggestion on the move that it was checkmate, right? I said as I played the move, I'm so sorry, but this is checkmate. And I do feel like that is kind of like unfair, in a way. But at the end of the day, like, if you shake hands on a result, that means you've acknowledged everything that has taken place that game, and you have agreed on the result as a loss. So it's kind of irrelevant at the same time. So, I mean, I could have... castles, let's go, ding you, legend. Bishop d4 instantly, that's better from Gukesh. But is it a little too late? 3 minutes 38? I mean, we'll see. Those 50 seconds that he burnt on playing Queen d2, which is the only move. If you trade queens, I mean, he already knows that he should have decided that Queen d2 is his move at this point. 50 seconds is huge in this situation. We'll see if it comes back to bite. Knight d3 from Ding. Let's go. Okay, if the prediction comes true, where when I predicted that f takes e6 was going to be played by Ding, and then that whole line that I suggested was going to come up on the board, and then Ding was going to win the game, someone needs to clip that because that's a sweet prediction. I don't even know if you can clip on YouTube. Might be able to. I have no idea. But yeah, knight d3. Awesome. So the bishop is being attacked. What are you going to have to do then? So why was knight d3 so significant here, actually? What was, like, the problem? So the problem might have been this queen g5. No, it's not, because that just hangs the bishop. So if black just made, like, some nothing move, right? What about a move like b5? Or I don't even know what's a nothing move. Maybe b5. So the threat was rook takes f8, king f8. Ah, queen f4 could be scary. Bishop c5 apparently also scary. And queen g5. And even a move like... Oh my god, I tried to play queen back to f8. Okay, that shows the level I'm playing at. Yeah, and I can see how the dark squares are going to be really uncomfortable here. Interesting. So knight d3, covering c5, threatening to win the bishop. Queen e3. The problem is this is still never really a big threat. Very fascinating. Yeah, and with 1 minute, I don't think Gukesh is gonna make it. Queen c4 versus queen takes g4 versus knight c4 have to be assessed accurately, and Ding got it correct. Fair. I mean, had Ding played knight c4 instead, I guess, like, yeah, maybe you feel like there's... But yeah, I guess this is the thing. Yeah, it looks like this... as you said, Ding got it correct. And this was the best way to neutralize White's potential attacks on the dark squares. That's basically what it is. e5 is such a satisfying move. But I definitely like the idea of taking on f1 first, because if you play e5 and allow rook takes f8, then your king feels a bit more vulnerable on f8. So just trade on f1 first and then e5. That looks like indeed the better move order. But crazy how that's the only move to keep the advantage there. And it also makes perfect sense. Oh wait, does it? What if they take with the bishop? e5 still? Here they can take. Or can they? Maybe they can just, like, take here or something. But how easy is this endgame to win? You're gonna have this one extra pawn and one extra pawn? I don't know. So the line I'm looking at is this rook takes, bishop takes, e5, and if bishop takes here, I suspect queen g4. Yeah, this is what I said. And then I was saying, like, we block. And I was trying to understand, like, how easy it is to win this endgame. And when I look at it, I don't think it's easy at all. I could definitely choke this. But it looks like you can be even more precise here. Bishop f5. Bishop f5. Oh no, this can't be played. There's a pin. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I suspect that Ding has this line in his back pocket. But also, it makes me real nervous that Ding is spending, like, 2 minutes here. They have to get to move 40. They have to get to move 40, and they're spending like 2 minutes here. Like, why are you guys doing this? Like, you don't have increment. Like, I don't understand what part of that they don't understand. Man. Nah, this is crazy. Guys. I mean, Ding had time trouble problems. Uh, Ding had time trouble problems. Last World Championship against Nepo, and Nepo was like definitely much better with his time than Ding was. And now we've got both Ding and Gukesh like doing this. This is ridiculous. I understand the position is hard, but you have to make 7 moves, and you won't be able to spend 3 minutes on a move. I think the endgame is not hard. A2 is weak. Yeah, I noticed that as well. All the pawns are pushed up and weak. Black can make loft of h5. Or disastrous. I see. Fair enough, Faz. Why not queen b4? Ah, you mean earlier? We got some moves now. Oh, finally. So we got rook f1. Oh, we got the exact line that I said. And bishop g2 even. Okay, perfect. Oh, it's gonna be a time. Oh no, okay. I guess that whole line was pretty forced. So we're getting closer to move 40. Still makes me nervous. Still makes me very nervous. Oh, we get bishop f5. Oof. I mean, I was trying to understand how this works. Yeah, I understood now that the bishop was pinned. Also, Prasen, when you said why not queen b4, was this like queen takes b4 instead of queen takes e5 much earlier? Like when queen b4? Or even here, queen b4. I mean, in this position, I feel like there's a knight hanging, no? So I don't think you can play queen b4 there. Bishop g3. Wow, only move from Ding, and it's found. 20 seconds on the clock. 2 minutes for Ding. This is wild stuff. Big fan of Gukesh, but rooting for Ding this time. Nice. Nice safe move from Ding with h6. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. And yeah, 10 seconds on the clock to make 2 moves from Gukesh. I reckon he'll make it. Actually, will he? Oh my god, he's not going to make it. 4 seconds? I guess he will. Wow. Actually, after all of this, like, nah, he makes the move. There must be... Yeah, 1 second on the clock, he plays bishop d6. Crazy. Absolutely insane. Wow. Okay, I want to see if Ding and Gukesh are going to get up from the board. I think Gukesh has to stand up from the board after this. I don't know if this is like... Did Gukesh not get up? Maybe he already has like... Feels like he's lost. Because I feel like when you... This is the rule, right? When you get to move 40, you really need to just take a break. Like, you can't have that kind of adrenaline and then keep playing. Oh my god, the chat is so annoying. How do I get rid of it? Damn. Gukesh going down, that's wild. Oh yeah, this is going to be a video uploaded later today. So if you guys fancy some more classical chess, I played a 2200 friend of mine, and I commentated the game. So you're welcome to check that out. Okay, so we have a confident queen c2 in the end. Surely now the players are going to get up from the board. I mean, if they're still just going to sit down and play this, I mean, they're really built different. But okay, Ding proved me wrong with his time management usage there at the end. I mean, I thought he was spending a bit too long on his moves, but actually I think he got it just right. Yeah, incredible. So how do you actually win this? Yeah, I've got to go get dinner and then get ready for my chess lesson. But uh, yeah, how do you actually win this with black? So we're playing bishop knight against bishop pair. We've got 3 pawns. Black's got 5. Just double checking these details. And now the white king is actually also extremely weak. Although the black king is not completely out of danger. I don't think you can just convert this with your eyes closed. So okay, if you were to take on a2, is there a way for white to conjure up some kind of attack? I feel like there definitely is. White could try and play queen b6, try and play queen d8, bishop e6, try and deliver some checkmate. It takes a long time though. That's the one concern. But the thing is, if once you take on a2, that means you've got this passed a pawn that is just going to be really strong, right? So if we take on a2 and we get queen b6, I don't know, I guess we can play king h7. It's probably safe enough, right? I mean, if white ever tries to make an attack on g7, we can just play queen b2 and then just push the a pawn. Okay, queen takes a2 as top move. Nice. So, yeah, my feelings about there not being any kind of attack is probably a good one. Bishop f1, yeah, I didn't think about that, but why is it... Okay, we get queen a2 on the board. Fantastic. But why is bishop f1 so significant here? Because, I mean... I guess if we trade into opposite color bishops, it might give white some hopes, but probably black can just keep the queens on. Bishop f1, queen c2, I like more. Bishop d3, and if you were to take with the queen, it might be... Oh no, it's still winning. So let's say you bring your king over, king f7, bishop e5, a2. Yeah, I guess this is winning because you're going to be able to make another passed pawn on the queen side. And yeah, with 3 passed pawns should be enough for the king and... there are only these 2 pieces to stop the pawns, right? That's my reasoning for why I think it's a winning endgame. But maybe this is also unnecessary. Maybe, can we just take with the bishop? We're not going to get checkmated. They can give 1 check and we just hide on h7. And we can just push this pawn. And we should be able to defend g7 in time. So I think this is simply over. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, so fast as I feel like I can just take on a2 and get away with it, that was my feeling too. As soon as bishop moves from h3, then queen g2 is fatal. Oh, right, yeah. Didn't even consider this detail. Black king can hide on h7. Yep, that's what I was saying. My brain would say that endgame is a last resort. Yeah, definitely. No need to risk it. Yeah, completely agree. Okay, nice. And on that note, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day. As I said, I'm still pretty hungover from this birthday party yesterday. And... yeah, I want to rest up for my chess lesson, make sure I deliver the best lesson to my kids. And yeah, I need to get food as well. Yeah, that's also probably why I'm feeling quite drained. I did have lunch, yes, I just need to get dinner. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that recap, that live commentary on this Gukesh. I don't know if every training stream these next couple weeks I'll do this, but I mean, yeah, like today I felt like, you know, it's the first game, like it's quite a vibe to do this. And if a bit later you still feel like more chess and you don't have anything to do and you've got no plans, you're welcome to check out this game. I quite enjoyed playing it and commentating it. You might learn something new as well. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the best wishes, Vaz, and see you on Wednesday for another stream. Okay, bye.